Hello everybody, this is Huschenbeth, and in this video I want to show you the top 5 blunders that world champion Magnus Carlsen committed in his chess career. So you ready? Let's get into it. Before we come to the first game, Carlsen against Topalov, I want to read you the comment of the day, and the comment of the day is by Florian Rother, and he says, "What a nice tactical game. I really liked it. Your mentality of not giving up even though you kind of blundered your queen and just fighting for a win in every position is really inspiring. Keep up the good work, man. Grüße aus Deutschland." Florian, vielen Dank. Appreciate a lot, and I will keep up the good work. Hope so at least. So now let's get to the game and see number 5. I don't have any fancy drum roll and all these graphics, so we'll do it like this. Number 5, the game Carlsen against Topalov, Norway Chess 2015. This was the 60th move, and in this position, Carlsen lost on time in a winning position. So this is not really a blunder over a chessboard. I still wanted to include this game because it is something you see quite rarely. And in a way, it is also a pretty big blunder, the biggest blunder you can commit because, well, he just lost the game immediately. So what happened? Carlsen came a little bit late to the first round of this tournament and thus missed the announcement of the arbiter, also about the time control, and he thought that they were getting another 15 minutes after move 60, as it is common practice in many tournaments, but in this, it wasn't the case, and Carlsen lost on time here. So he is winning in this position. Let's see why. White has to give a very long sequence of checks pretty much, but I'm sure Carlsen would have found it eventually. So I'm just going to show you quickly how this goes, and in the end, White win the black queen. Check, 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 and now g4. King has to go to e4 now, queen g6, and after king e5, queen e6 check, the king is forced to d4, when now White can pick up the queen on f2 with the skewer, and it is game over. So that was number 5. Now let's get to number 4, and this was a very famous game. It's the game Anand against, well, Carlsen against Anand from the World Championship match 2014. There we go. And in this position, Carlsen has a nice advantage. He's better. But here he played a big mistake. King to d2. And you see immediately the engine evaluation bar is going down in black's favor because black can pretty much win the game here right away. So now the question to you guys, what can black do? So stop the video and try to figure it out yourself. How would you beat Carlsen here? Alright, so Anand missed his opportunity. He played a4, but he could have won with knight e5. Exploring the fact that the king is on d2 now. And the point is, well, if white takes the knight, black just takes the rook and he's an exchange up. The big point is that if the rook, black doesn't take back, then white just takes the knight on e5 and it's a piece up, but he has this intermediate check on c4. First you might think, well, I just play king d3, I'll attack the knight on c4, what's the big deal? Well, now I have another intermediate check, I go to b2. You cannot attack my knight on b2 anymore, just have to retreat, and now I take your rook, and black in the process has won 2 pawns. He's attacking another pawn on g2. This is pretty much game over. Of course, white can play on for some moves, but black should win this pretty effortlessly. So this was number 4 in the World Championship match. A double blunder by both players. First Carlsen playing king d2 and then missing his chance, and in the end Carlsen was able to win this game and of course later also the World Championship match. Now let's get to number 3. Number 3 is the game Carlsen against Nepomniachtchi from the London Chess Classics 2017. Here we have Nepo. And in this position, actually, we'll start a little bit earlier, because here the position is about equal. And white can play a number of moves, for example, rook b3 or rook b3 would be a good way. Let's say rook b3, knight takes c4, takes. Now white exchanges one pair of rooks, plays queen b7, and he's active enough here that his slightly weaker king position and slightly worse pawn structure should not matter too much, and a draw would be the most likely outcome. But Carlsen instead played c5, and he missed that black can just take this pawn due to this pin. But this is not that big of a problem yet. He could still, for example, play bishop e5 here, and okay, he's worse, but she should be able to defend the endgame after queen takes, rook takes. However, he played d takes e5. Now black takes on a1 of check, and queen takes a5. So this is worse now, but here comes the real blunder. Here Carlsen needs to take on b6 and then play this position, which is quite uncomfortable for white because he's and his king is weak, as the pawns have already moved forward in front of the king, and thus the black forces can get more easily to the white king. Also an important factor here is the opposite colored bishops, because opposite colored bishops, you can remember this, in those positions the opposite colored bishops always favor the attacker, because you can attack on the color of your bishop and your opponent doesn't have a piece that opposes the bishop on that color. So white would have an unpleasant defensive task ahead, but it's still defensible. Not the case after queen c6. This is just giving the game away in one move. And why is that so? Black has one winning move here. Can you find it? Stop the video and try to find it right now. Alright, so what can black do? White is attacking knight and rook, but black has this cute little move, queen a4, defending the rook, and importantly, attacking the bishop on f4, and of course also attacking the queen on c6. So if white was to take on b6, just takes on f4, and he's a full piece up. He's a full piece up anyway, because also in the game after a4, the c pawn won't matter that much, and Carlsen resigned shortly after. In this position after knight c8 he resigned, because eventually black will pick up this pawn on c7 and there's no hope for white here. Alright, that was number 3, and now let's get to number 2. And this is the game Carlsen against Gawain Jones from the Tata Steel Masters 2018, played in Vacancy. And Carlsen in this position played g4, blundering a piece. He should play a move like h4, for example. h4 looks very logical. But he played g4. So why is this a mistake? This shouldn't take you too long. Maybe you've already seen this game. But what can black do now to win a piece? Alright, not too hard, right? f4. And this is also what happened in the game, of course. Black cuts off the defense of the knight and also is attacking the bishop on e3. Double attack, white cannot save both pieces, so he loses one and he is in a lost position. Nevertheless, Carlsen was able to win this game, because in the minute that followed, I think the critical moment here is right here. Carlsen tries to open up the position with h5 and getting to a black king. If Gawain had played g5, Gawain Jones, then there's no coming through. White is a piece down and black should convert sooner or later, but instead Jones played queen b6, and now after g5 white opens up the position. Black is still better, but this is already a mess, and then Carlsen was able to win this game. Nevertheless, his big blunder. Now, what is number 1? Number 1, here we got it. It's the game Carlsen against Pelletier from the European Team Championship 2015. It's white to move. Carlsen was playing the endgame, but there's not really much to do. It's equal, pawns are equal, and black is defending. And here there are many moves that white can choose: rook b5, rook a8, rook e8, rook f8, but not the move that Carlsen chose, which is rook g8. And why is this such a mistake? Once again, if you want to, you can stop the video and try to figure it out yourself. So, knight back to e7. This is a double attack. Black is attacking the rook on g8 and the knight on d3. White cannot defend both pieces and he's losing one. I'm guessing what Carlsen missed was that black takes on d3 with check and is then able to bring the rook to e7, defending the knight on e7, and black's up a piece and converted this. We can go through the remainder of the game and see how he did it. There are not that many pawns left, but it is enough, and a piece is of course a major advantage in the endgame. And here black was able to stop both pawns. Knight e4, the king stops this one, the rook stops this one, black has 2 pawns left, and this is game over. So those were the top 5 blunders that Magnus Carlsen committed in his chess career. Do you agree with the order? Or do you think they should have ranked differently? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know of any further suggestions for the future. What is the lesson to take away from this video? Well, even the best of the best make mistakes. So let's not forget that they're all humans, and sometimes they blunder. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to find some of the right moves to exploit the blunders that Carlsen made, and then I'll catch you again very soon. Bye bye.